Nestled between the bustling boroughs of Manhattan and Queens on New York City's East River, lies a small island most New Yorkers rarely ever visit. Today, it's surprisingly peaceful, but its past tells a much darker story. Once home to forgotten mental patients, desperate prisoners, and even those afflicted with leprosy, Roosevelt Island was known as the Island of Lost Souls. Even the famous author Charles Dickens, during his visit in 1842, was shaken by what he saw here, recording some of the bleakest notes of his entire career. So why did a place with such a grim history become a model for modern urban planning? And what really happened behind those crumbling stone walls? Join me as we uncover the secrets of Roosevelt Island, arguably New York City's most mysterious enclave. If you love uncovering lost histories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. What makes Roosevelt Island truly unique is how it stands at the crossroads between urban intensity and suburban calm, technically part of Manhattan, yet with a character all its own. It's like stepping into a hidden chapter of New York's complex story, where geography, urban planning, and history collide in fascinating ways. Originally known to Native Americans as Minhanuk, this narrow strip of land was renamed Blackwell Island in the 17th century after the family that transformed it into thriving farmland. As bustling New Amsterdam evolved into the city we know today, the Blackwells quietly cultivated this fertile ground, taking full advantage of its strategic spot on the East River. But 1928 marked a turning point. The city of New York bought the island from the Blackwell family for just $32,000. A modest sum for what would soon become a place of profound public significance. Over the next century, Roosevelt Island morphed into a center for institutions few dared to visit. A psychiatric hospital, a prison, and even a veterinary hospital. Its Gothic revival architecture, now mostly in ruins, still whispers stories of isolation, resilience, and mystery. For a time, it was New York's own Alcatraz, a place where the mentally ill, the condemned, and infamous criminals were confined. The island's dark allure even caught the attention of Charles Dickens, who visited during his travels in America, recording its haunting atmosphere. Stay tuned as we uncover how this forgotten island shaped the city's history in ways you never expected. In 1842, during his research for one of his works, Charles Dickens visited Roosevelt Island, then still known as Blackwell's Island, and recorded observations that would cast a harsh light on the island's institutions. His notes reveal a deep sorrow and empathy for the patients trapped inside the notorious asylum. Dickens described the conditions as bleak and oppressive, criticizing the cruel treatment and lack of humane care for the mentally ill. He witnessed overcrowded wards where the poor and homeless were confined in a place called the House of Refuge, a facility meant to shelter society's most vulnerable, but which instead felt like a prison. His visit to the island's penitentiary exposed the harsh, punitive nature of the American prison system, shocking him with its brutal discipline and the harsh realities faced by inmates. Another concern that weighed heavily on Dickens was the Smallpox Hospital, a stark Gothic revival building that stood isolated and grim. He detailed the severe isolation of its patients and the inadequate medical care they received. Though the hospital remained operational until the late 19th century, it was eventually repurposed and fell into haunting ruin. Today, its remains serve as a chilling historical landmark, echoing the suffering endured there. Dickens's stark observations stirred public awareness and sparked debates about how society treated its poor, mentally ill, and imprisoned. His candid critique helped shift the island's narrative, no longer just a place of confinement, but a symbol of the urgent need for reform. By 1921, reflecting this shift, the New York City Council renamed Blackwell's Island to Welfare Island, a deliberate rebranding during the Progressive Era, aiming to highlight the island's role in social welfare and distance it from its grim past. The city invested heavily in expanding and modernizing its healthcare and social service institutions, marking a new chapter of hope and care. This transformation didn't erase the island's troubled past. Instead, it layered its history with complexity, making Roosevelt Island a living testament to human endurance, societal change, and the ongoing struggle to balance care with confinement. By the 1920s, as medical and economic advances lifted millions of Americans into better living conditions, Welfare Island's role as a social institution began to fade. The island soon entered a remarkable phase of redevelopment, one that would redefine its very identity. The transformation truly took off in the 1970s when the New York State Urban Development Corporation unveiled a visionary master plan. This blueprint reimagined the island as a vibrant, mixed-income residential community. Carefully designed neighborhoods would offer everything from affordable housing to upscale apartments, all framed by scenic riverwalks encircling the island and expansive parks inviting residents to unwind and connect. August 1973 marked a symbolic rebirth when Welfare Island was renamed Roosevelt Island, honoring President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. This wasn't just a change of name. It was a strategic move by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to attract new residents as the first residential buildings opened their doors. What set Roosevelt Island apart then, and continues to do so today, was its accessibility, especially for people with disabilities. Wheelchair-friendly design made it a haven for families with children and individuals transitioning from nearby hospitals. By 2000, a third of Roosevelt Island's population were foreign-born, reflecting a growing diversity praised in a 1999 New York Times article. The island had evolved into a modern urban gem, connected to Manhattan by its iconic tramway, carrying 2 million passengers annually. With the 2017 opening of Cornell Tech, Roosevelt Island firmly positioned itself as a cutting-edge hub of innovation, melding history, community, and progress into one uniquely compelling story. What truly sets Roosevelt Island apart isn't just its efficient public transportation, it's the rare balance it strikes between bustling city life and serene tranquility. The island's free shuttle bus system connects 24 stops, creating an internal network rarely seen on such a small piece of land. Main Street, the island's only major thoroughfare, isn't a noisy commercial hub, but a place where residents enjoy cozy cafes, family-run shops, and open, airy spaces. The island's pedestrian-friendly design and limited vehicle traffic make Roosevelt Island a peaceful oasis in the heart of Manhattan's relentless pace. The breathtaking views, towering skyscrapers framed by expansive sky, offer a unique urban experience, like discovering a hidden paradise right in the middle of the city that never sleeps. But this calm surface only scratches the story's surface. Beneath this quiet charm, Roosevelt Island holds deep historical secrets and surprising tales. Every step here feels like turning a new page in a mysterious urban novel, one that's hard to put down once you start. What happens when a city truly prioritizes people over cars? Roosevelt Island offers a powerful answer. With thoughtful urban planning focused on accessibility and community, it's a rare gem where anyone in New York City can easily escape the urban chaos without breaking the bank. No hidden fees, no expensive parking, just the subway fare or a simple walk across the Queensboro Bridge. What captivates me most about Roosevelt Island is its accessibility and the absence of overdevelopment strangling every inch of green space. In an era when many American cities are choking under unchecked growth, this island quietly defies that trend. The balance between nature, open spaces, and thoughtful housing is refreshing. By 2020, Roosevelt Island had 5,668 housing units, up 14.1% from 2010, supporting a population of just under 12,000. These numbers reveal measured growth, not overexpansion, and intentional preservation of the island's character. In a city where walkability is vanishing, Roosevelt Island stands as a striking contrast. It's a living proof that urban design can prioritize human scale, community, and calm. A secret oasis where New Yorkers find a rare, peaceful refuge. Roosevelt Island feels almost European in its calm balance. A suburban urban space where historic landmarks, top-tier universities, and a leading hospital system coexist seamlessly with sprawling parks and open green spaces. There's no nightlife rush, no traffic chaos, just a peaceful community that ranks among the most family-friendly places in the world. With just under 12,000 residents living in carefully planned housing that grew by over 14% in the last decade, this island is a rare example of mindful growth in a city that rarely slows down. Roosevelt Island invites us to rethink what urban living can be: quieter, greener, and more human-centered. What do you think is the future of cities that prioritize people over cars? Share your thoughts below. And if you feel that pull to keep searching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a step in our journey to uncover what still hides on this earth. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.